1, 2, say happy on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Happy.
Okay, great. It worked. Hello, and welcome to The Book Drop, Omaha Public Library's podcast about books, our community, and the joy of reading. I'm Maggie Peterson. I'm the Outreach Manager for Omaha Public Library, and I'm joined, as always, by
Amy Ballard, the Partnerships Manager for Omaha Public Library.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Maggie.
How are we doing?
I'm doing pretty well today.
You seem pretty happy.
I am. I'm super caffeinated.
And you might have taken a Sudafed?
I did. Can you see them bright-eyed?
You are exuding some energy today. It's a fun day in the podcast.
It sure is, but I'm sneeze-free.
Great. It's an even better day in the podcast studio because we have guests today.
I know. I'm so excited about this guest.
This is my favorite moment every time that we have a guest is when I get to accusingly say, guest, who are you?
I know.
How did you get in here?
And this guest brings me so much joy and happiness because that is her spirit.
Wow. I don't know that now.
Now everybody's like, who is this?
Yeah. I'm Emily Beasley, and I am a librarian in the Learning and Development Department.
Yay! Thank you for providing all the tools for us to learn and do better at our job. Mm-hmm. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I love it.
I love that you love it.
So tell us a little bit about, first of all, there are 1 million jobs in libraries in general, but there are jobs here specifically at Omaha Public Library. So tell us what your job is. Tell us how you got here, because I feel like everybody's library journey is a little bit different.
It's true. So my job is supporting and working in learning and development, and that's like a really broad term. But specifically what we've been working on recently is building training for new employees. We just finished creating a full 2-day new employee orientation, which will hopefully help our new employees just really be ready when they come in, and it's going to be in their first week, like their 4th and 5th day.
Okay.
I love it.
So all kinds of just, this is our organization. This is how things work, history, about libraries, introduction to like borrower services. How do I check out books? Like, what does this look like? Right. What does reader's advisory mean? Like all kinds of things to help get new employees ready to go when they get there. So
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I imagine this is going to be very delightful for them to learn all the things and get them rooted into our organization.
Yeah. So that's one project. We also are in charge of like continuing education for our staff members. So some of that is facilitation of outside things. You know, we find stuff and say, or people send us stuff and say, hey, would this be helpful? And we share it out to the staff at large. And some we develop, like we recently developed a program delivery workshop to help brave staff that are new to delivering programs kind of feel more comfortable. And it's super interactive. They get to role play with each other and read scripts and practice and give each other feedback. And it's so far we've heard it's been really, really helpful.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
So all that kind of stuff.
So you support us.
That's the goal.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you get into your work in the library?
So my background is education, but also libraries. I was a school librarian for 8 years before coming to OPL. I was in OPS. And I was elementary school library. So my heart is in children's. Yeah, it really is. That's like my favorite.
Yeah.
When I was looking to leave a couple years ago from there, I was like, it's time for a career change.
Yeah.
I need something new. I need something different. What do I like about my job? What do I want to keep? And I really liked books. And I was like, I like the library part of my job.
Right.
And I really loved something that had like giving back to people, where I felt like I was doing something, giving something to the community in some way. So I was like, okay, these two things, public library. Here I am. So it's been a perfect fit.
I love it.
Yeah.
We are so grateful that you are here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So did you start in, because it's like everybody has had so much movement. We've had a lot of crazy years. So did you start in a branch or did you start in
Florence, right?
I started at Sorensen.
Sorensen.
Yeah, gotcha. Yep. So I started part-time as specialist there. I actually moved to be an assistant branch manager. And I stayed there because a whole bunch of people were moving at that time.
Right.
And then from there, I went to Willa Cather as assistant branch manager. And from Willa Cather, I came here.
Oh, so not Florence. Why did I think you were at
I
Florence?
live by Flat.
Oh,
but I go there all the time.
Got you.
Okay.
So, yeah. But not as a patron.
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
I was just like hearing people's library stories.
I know.
Like
It's the origin story.
some people have the trajectory of like, I knew I was going to be a librarian and I
did not.
Things and I got there. And I think for a room of people that did not realize we were going to be
It's true. It's like we fell into it.
I feel like, Amy, that's maybe our vibe in normal cases.
Oh,
It's like
for sure.
two people who did not realize they were going to be somewhere.
I know. And here we are. Yes. I love it.
It's good time.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Main reason we brought you on was because of the reading challenge, but also you are a very enigmatic speaker. I feel like you do a really good job in front of crowds, but big reason, this is our first reading challenge episode of the year. Yay!
I know. I love it.
So if you're listeners, if you are unfamiliar with the reading challenge, it's something we do every year here at the library. There are 12 challenges meant to expand your reading horizons, maybe kind of break you out of some habits, maybe kind of expose you to some new thoughts, new ideas, things like that. So in previous years, Amy and I have read all of the challenges in order. This one is in the right order. This is the very first challenge in the notebook.
Sure.
Which is read a book to boost your happiness.
Yeah.
And how we even come up with the challenges each year, it is generated by our staff.
Right.
So we'll put out a call for ideas. Our collection development team goes in. They figure out which are the ones they're going to do. They make book lists around them. But anybody can submit an idea for the reading challenge. And tiny drum roll. Emily did the one for this one,
which makes total sense.
But I also love when I emailed you to say, hey, do you want to come be on the podcast because you submitted for the boosted book about your happiness? And what did you tell me back?
I was like, are you sure that was me? Because that was 6 months ago. Actually, I remember.
Time is meaningless. Yeah,
it really is.
I love you. Like, it sounds like something I would do, but
absolutely
no.
Absolutely. When I typed that, like, that was like a lifetime ago. I didn't so I definitely love this.
I know, and I'm so excited to hear like books and things that like promote your happiness or joy or delight, which are two of my favorite words.
So even if you can't remember the moment that you were studying it, when you did tell me, they're like, it sounds like something I do. Tell me more about that. Why do you think this is an important challenge, or what do you think about it?
Yeah. I love this one for a couple reasons. First, there's just so much not happiness around us in the world, and we're just like barraged with that all the time. And it's really easy to just get caught up in everything that's not happy around us. And so I was like, how do we, I don't like to live like that. Like I like to live in more in happiness and in joy and delight and those things. So it's like, what can we do? Well, I read a lot. Let's read in a way that would make me more happy. So
love it.
That's part of it. The other reason I love this one is it's so versatile. Like the things that boost my happiness might be different than what boosts your happiness.
Right.
Your happiness. And so I love the challenges that are like, it's challenging you to do something different, but also so many different things could fulfill this one.
Sure.
So
it can be applied differently.
Yeah, all depends on your approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I can't wait to hear everybody's picks.
I feel like that's something that comes up in a lot of other reading challenges that we've done, is that when Amy and I then sit down to kind of go through our book picks, we talk about that as like, how did you approach this? Like, what was how did you kind of look at it? And our end is being so
very
different.
For sure. And we've had challenges that were challenging for us to, And then we're actually surprised at how much, where we landed on, like for our title selections, and what a joy that was to find, like, oh, I actually am very excited to read this now, even though it really did get me out of my comfort zone, and I was challenged.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Were you challenged by this, Maggie?
I actually was. I didn't think I would be.
You're very joyful.
I am. I think I'm naturally more like positive, like happy, but
I support that.
And so I kind of thought, oh, this will just be an easy challenge for me. But then I feel like I sat down to look and I'm like, oh God, like almost overwhelmed by choice of what I wanted, like what's the path that I want to kind of take on, you know, what I'm going to recommend. Is that nonfiction? Is it being literal of like how to boost your actual happiness?
Right.
Am I just saying these are things that make me happy? I feel like in the end, I kind of came out in the middle a little bit of finding those of those little pieces.
And I would say what you described was exactly my experience too. Yeah. We were mind melded.
Okay.
I kind of struggle too. Like, because I love boosting happiness, but I also read a lot of crying books.
Yes.
So I was looking through like, what have I read in the last year that could really, I love that I would recommend for this. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that one made me sad. That one made me sad. But like a good sad.
Right.
Yeah. You know, that
it's complicated.
But real few where I was like, there was just all joy. That I could think of. So there was more to feel than I thought.
Yeah.
Another thing I feel like that's informing this challenge for me right now, and I didn't mean for this to hit at this moment, but I told you, Amy, about this. Well, I've talked previously about how my only intention this year, my only like resolution was I'm leaning into discomfort. Mm-hmm. I was watching a lot of discourse on TikTok about how we live in an era where you can basically avoid discomfort almost entirely, like physical discomfort, but also emotional discomfort. There's always something to distract you. It can be taken a lot of different ways, but the person I first watched say this, she said she'd realized how much time she was spending in her life just avoiding discomfort in all sorts of areas. So I was like, okay, I think that's what I'm going. I see myself.
And what does that mean when you're avoiding it? Like, what are you doing instead of it?
Oh, for me, it was like doom scrolling.
Okay.
Like using my phone to just disassociate a little bit.
Okay.
It's like if I got the downtime, if I got the spare time, I'm just scrolling. And that might be on TikTok, that might be on Reddit, that might be on something else, but it's just like constant letting new things into my brain so I don't have to like dwell on any thoughts.
Right.
Like reflect.
Yes.
Do anything. It's like, and definitely falling into a trap of thinking like, well, because you have little kids and you're doing this. And so this is your diet and you deserve it. You can do this. And it's okay to like, this is how you're going to like build yourself back up and, you know, get the dopamine and the serotonin you need to like to keep going. But then this person was talking about how it's like, she realized how much time in her life she was spending avoiding discomfort. I'm like, I am doing that. Like I saw a lot of myself in that. And Amy, you and I talked about this off mic last week.
Yeah.
I deleted TikTok, which was huge for me. Huge on TikTok. I'm on there all the time. And it was just on Sunday. I was like, I felt the spirit moving me. And I was like, well, I'm thinking about it. It's like, it had been on my mind to do, but I kept thinking like, well, I'm going to wait for like the right time to do it. And then it was all of a sudden this moment where actually it didn't feel like good. It was just this moment like, you should just delete it. Like you're feeling like this right now. And you should just remove it off your home screen.
And then what was your feeling right after that?
Right after it was a little like,
yeah.
Because I'd been using it kind of like as like something that I could just, you know, that was my ASMR. I just put on, you know, landlord-tenant body cam disputes.
Yeah.
Let that play while I'm doing other stuff. It sounds insane.
Yeah.
Except if you live in my brain, I'm like, no, that was white noise. Like,
right.
Fine. So I got rid of that. I put it in our little chatter notes. I said, Maggie deleted TikTok. Did it make me happier? I'm sad to report it kind of did.
Yeah.
Like, I'm amazed at how much happier and how much clearer my brain feels with just that. I'm spending so much less time on my phone.
Yeah.
And I am more uncomfortable, but I'm never been more happy about it.
But you're leaning into it and you're learning some things.
Feels good.
Yeah.
So it was, a lot of my picks, I feel like were informed around that moment. I didn't mean for that to happen, but it happened.
I want to think about like, this is our second episode of the year. Mm-hmm. So I want to know, and I want you to just notice, and maybe we'll circle back this in 6 months or at the end of the year, if your picks or something is different about your reading habit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that it kept holding me back from is because I learned about so many new books and trends. And
from TikTok.
And I'll come in and be like, this book is coming, or this person's doing a book, or people are mad at this author because they did a bad thing on Goodreads. I'm coming in with all my stuff and I'm like, oh my God, where am I going to get my stuff now?
Right.
But I think I'm going to have to learn new ways to kind of lean into that.
Yeah.
I think ultimately too, when I deleted it, it was like, just see how it feels. Just, you don't have to be, and that's why it was just remove from the home screen. You don't have to delete entirely. Just take it off the home screen.
Yeah.
And I was amazed how much I don't go to it if it's not on the home screen. I'm
Right.
not, I thought I was going to break down and like ended seeking it out, and I didn't. So we'll see. But yeah, we'll do some check-in moments to see how, because we're still less than a weekend. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this progresses. How it makes my happiness
for sure
progress with technology.
This is great, Maggie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So this brings up a good point. I sometimes like to feel sad to feel happy.
Yes, absolutely. I think that is.
And I think a lot of that reflected. That was my breakthrough moment in finding my book picks, is when I allowed myself to put in book picks like that. I think that's where I started to feel limited. So I'll be like, no, happiness, boost the happiness. And then finally let myself put in the things that, like, what are things that have actually, I feel like, boosted my happiness or made me more aware of my happiness? And it's when it's juxtaposed possibly with sadness. I see that because we're talking about the Goldfinch and the book and the movie.
Yes.
That film trailer dropped right when my son was born, whose name is Theodore. And we were at the time calling him Theo. He ended up being a Teddy. He's absolutely a Teddy. But that the main character in the book is Theo. He's Theodore. And that trailer, the movie trailer, is beautiful. I will stand by that.
It is
gorgeous. It is so moving. And just postpartum, just for a fun time sometimes, I would watch that trailer with my little earbuds in while I was like, feeding
and
it.
cry
for fun. Yeah. And it brings up a quote I feel like I have said frequently on this podcast. Sometimes I like to have a bad time to have a good time. And I feel like,
but I think that's true.
That is what it is.
You have to have everything in order.
I like to feel things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have joy just.
Yes.
You have to feel all the other stuff in order to understand what joy and delight and happiness is.
You've just described the book The Giver, by the way, by Lois Lowry. That is the entire conceit of, I would say, The Giver. I did not put it on the list. I thought about doing it.
Well, you can still.
I'm going to do it now.
Yeah, writing it on my list.
It's going in.
The Giver. Yeah.
I feel like I talk about The Giver a lot, but I would say the most impactful book for myself.
For sure.
I love that book.
Yeah.
It's such a good book. But it is all about the full spectrum of human emotion and like what society looks like when we've mellowed out and like everything's pretty neutral.
Yeah.
And then there's this one person though that is like the memory keeper and is going to remember that it's, you know, the joy of being at the beach, but then the pain of a sunburn later, like the love of grandparents and like that like warm emotion, but then you lose them and like, you can't, it's you have to take everything all together.
Yeah. Exactly.
And all of that leads to, I mean, it is happiness, but happiness can be complicated.
Yeah. Happiness can be complicated.
Should we talk about some of these
let's do it.
book picks as opposed to just teasing around them?
Yeah. I lifted a lot from the book list.
Okay.
So thank you, Collection Development, for making the book list for this, because it really helped me in determining my picks.
That's usually my first stop.
Yeah.
And if I'm not going to pull books from it, it's helpful for me, I feel like, to get my head wrapped around, because it will sometimes push me in other directions. I'm like, oh, didn't even think about taking that angle. What other books are in that little driveway? I don't know.
Well, I mean, all of mine actually came from the list, and I feel like sometimes what we could do is celebrate the list more and like lift up those titles. Yes. But so my first book title is Any Book by Ross Gay, Incite Joy, which was so lovely. But I will say, even though he investigates joy and delight, even on his website, it's kind of funny. He says, Ross Gay is interested in joy. Ross Gay wants to understand joy. Ross Gay is curious about joy. Ross Gay studies joy. Something like that. And I think that's hilarious. It was all on a bulleted list, and I love that. And he's also has a couple other books out that I have not read yet, but I just read him for the first time last year. And so the Book of Delights and the Book of More Delights. So I love thinking about the word delight, and I love joy. So delight to me is, I mean, I think you can feel that multiple times a day. It could really be like the comfort of your office chair. Hopefully it's comfortable. For me, is that first sip of coffee in the morning. It is very delightful. Or on a Friday, that first sip of a Negroni. So delightful as well.
Love it.
But I think he's so great, and I think, but I will just say he's an essayist, so they're just chock full of essays. But the one thing I love, like he really does investigate that, but he also has there's a lot of pain around. I mean, he talks about some really tough issues as well. So I think it's full of all of that. But the thing is he's really looking for the joy and delight through his figuring out like his trauma or drama or whatever has happened in his life. And I think that's really important because I think that's all work that we can do. So Ross Gay in all the ways. And I listen to him because I love listening to essays. I think that's the best. Yeah. And the second, and I will just say anything by Ross Gay. So I will list 3 books on our supported list. Okay. Any book, I'm a huge fan of Samantha Irby. Yeah. And I will say that I would listen to her in a heartbeat. Meaty was her first book. And she's also written Wow, No Thank You, Quietly Hostile, We Are Never Meeting in Real Life. I mean, just that title alone, you're like, oh, I gotta read that book. It's so good. And her book covers are so bright, and she always has an animal, some kind of funny. Hedgehog. Yep, exactly. Yep, exactly. It is hilarious. But I think what she is so real about her life that sometimes you're like, oh, you feel almost like cringe with her.
Yeah,
but
very authentic.
She's super authentic, but hilarious. Yeah. And I always feel like, yeah, I'm there. I feel you. Like she's talking about stuff that you in your mind would never utter out of your mouth ever. It's only staying in your mind, locked in. But she has unlocked that, and she does it in a very irreverent, hilarious way. And she's a brilliant writer, and I think anybody, and it's joyful for me to listen to her works. She's just so funny. Yeah, absolutely funny. And I can't wait till she writes again. So I've subscribed to her Substack. Judge Mathis, she's a little obsessed on, and she recaps and sort of thinks about, so she kind of dives deeply into that. So I'm wondering if you're gonna subscribe to more Substacks without TikTok. Yeah. But anyway, and she has another one where she's just sort of making a huge list of what she's vibing on at the moment. It's either music, could be something cosmetic related, clothing. So I actually go down that list because I'm very curious and love it. And I'm like, ooh, I want to know what cosmetics you're looking at and or food that you're eating right now. And then throughout, she's just putting all her really funny bits and pieces, and she's just great. I love Samantha Irby. I cannot have enough of her. She's great. And the last one that was actually on our list, and I'm telling you that I read this, so it came out in 2021. I laughed. I LOL'd all through this book. It was so funny. And it is Several People Are Typing.
I almost put that one on. Yes.
And it's by Calvin. Do you know how to say his last name?
Wait, let me look at it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Kalstolke?
Kassolke?
Yeah. But what's so funny is we use Slack in our organization. So it is really, it's just a kind of description from the website. Is a mid-level employee of a New York-based public relations firm finds his consciousness uploaded into the company internal Slack channel. And it is literally the funniest. At first you're like, what? You're kind of, because you have to kind of change the way that this fiction prose is presented to you. You have to switch brains and be like, oh, I'm reading a Slack fiction story here. But it was hilarious. And the thing that I loved the most was they always threw in this emoji, the dusty stick. Do you remember that? It's the wand. And it's hilarious. So every time it used to come up on our Slack channel, somebody would be like, Dusty stick, and I'd be like, I know what you're talking about. It's secret emoji code. But it is absurdly funny. And I'm surprised I liked it so much just because I didn't think I was going to like it because of the way it was Like, I do love a book that is written really in an interesting format, and this one is, but I wasn't sure how much I was going to like sort of the deep dive into like Slack and like that.
Oh, it's like an ode to the modern.
Yeah, it sure is. But it really makes you think about how humans connect with each other. And I think about that all the time, actually. Whether it's like in person and or through all the other channels that we have, which is a tremendous amount. Yeah. So I highly recommend that one because I think it is, you always think about this book, say, where you literally laughed out loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're like, but that one I was in my bed just laughing my ass off.
Love it. Emily, what did you pick for your tops?
My tops. I had a lot of fun looking at these. My process was I used Goodreads. Still, I know, but I still do. It works for me. So,
yes.
Yeah. But I mostly like it just for how it organizes stuff for me.
Sure.
I use tags, so I look at like per year, I read. So I looked at what I had read.
It's very librarian-like of you.
So organized. Wow. So I looked at the last like 2 years, and I just kind of scrolled through. And full disclosure, when I read a book, a lot of the time, like a month later, someone was like, "Oh, tell me about this book," and I'm like, "Yeah." It was a book.
Same.
Everything in there is gone from my brain.
I think same. Really normal. Like, I know I'm just having a good time.
I remember how I felt about it.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. I remember how the book made me feel.
Yeah.
So
I am your twin, basically.
I've actually read the same book again, not realizing it. And then I was like, this seems so familiar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. Same thing with me. So I'm a great audience.
Yeah.
So entertaining. I should get entertained multiple times.
Yes.
I do that with film as well. Yeah. Because I'm like, oh, it's so great. Oh, it's about who was in it? Some people.
That's why I have to go back.
Beautiful.
That's why I have to go back and read the Wikipedia page. And be like, did that happen? It did happen. Okay. It's like I thought so.
So I rely on you, Maggie, to know all the things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I looked at my list and I was like, which of these still feel happy to me?
Sure.
Look at them. Like, because that's what I remember.
Oh, yeah.
The story is how I felt. So my first one is a really, it doesn't seem like it would be a happy book. So it's called I Think We've Been Here Before by Susie Cruz. And it's actually a book about the world ending. Like the world is for real ending.
Yeah.
And I don't remember exactly why the world is ending, but it's, there's some like cosmic event is going to happen. We know it's going to happen. We have like a month and then the world is going to end.
Right.
And that does not sound like it would be a happy book at all.
Right.
But instead of focusing on like so many of these types of books focus on, all the bad ways that humanity can go in this scenario. And instead it was all of the good things. And it was so beautiful. And it was, it kind of mentioned like, some people aren't responding this way, but it talked about how people started talking to people they hadn't ever talked to before. And people in their relationships were like, wait, I only have this much time. Like, what am I going to do? And it was all just like so positive and uplifting. I'm like going to start crying thinking about it, and like the happy crying.
Right. Do it.
But when I finished reading it, I was like, I just feel like the world ends. Like the world ends in the book. Spoiler alert, the world ends because the whole time this is what's going to happen.
Right.
And instead of it being like, oh, this is devastating, or I'm like panicked, like I was just like, that was so beautiful. I love this so much. And it just made me so happy. Like I lived on the happiness of that book for like 2 weeks. So
Wow.
Like it's so refreshing. We don't see books that have like,
and see, I think I avoid books like of the apocalypse because I don't have the emotional bandwidth. Although maybe I do now because I deleted TikTok. But how you describe it, I'm like, I might actually pick that up. And as you're talking about it, I was looking up the book and somebody described it as cozy apocalypse.
Yes. That's
how funny.
That is
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Well, I think this might be the first one.
Oh.
The first apocalypse. Yeah, cozy apocalypse book.
Well, Emily, how you describe that is like, I think about, I think practicing gratitude is an exercise. It really is. Yeah. And often when I'm like not in a great mood, I have to think like, what is it around me that I can really have a lot of gratitude? And that's exactly what this sounds like for the book. It's like waking up and like realizing like, oh, I've had this all along and I need to look at it through fresh eyes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love this book too. It's I've recommended it a bunch of times since I read it. I have a friend who's in medical school.
Sure.
And so her life is super stressful and everything is very heavy and she's almost done. So it's like cumulative. And she'll ask me, she'll be like, I need something that is just light, but like I need something uplifting that I can just listen to, like nothing heavy. And she loved this. She was like, oh, that was such a great book.
Oh my God, I can't wait to read it.
Really big endorsement of it.
And did you listen or read it?
I actually read it.
Okay. And she listened to it.
I think she listened to it.
Probably because of her schedule.
Yes.
Yeah.
She mostly listened.
Yeah, for sure.
So second on my list, since we're saying anything by, I'll say anything by Daniel Nayeri. I love him. He, the one that I wrote down is probably one of my favorite book titles ever, which is The Mini Assassinations of Samir, the Seller of Dreams. That is the title.
That came up in one of my Google searches. I saw the title briefly. I went, wow, I don't think I've ever seen a book with assassinations in the title promoted for a happiness challenge.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear more about this.
So I'm just a huge fan of a good story.
Sure.
And doesn't matter what the story's about, obviously. But I also, as I said earlier, I was a children's librarian for a long time. I love JFIC. So this really appeals to all of the things for me. It's a great story. It's JFIC. And if you have the humor of like a 12-year-old, this is perfect for you, which I do. So it's amazing. It's, lots of like, fart jokes and stuff like that. But it's set in a time, it's set in like 1,000.
Yeah.
Like we're in 2025. It's in like 1,000.
Yeah.
And it happens on the Great Silk Road.
Okay.
So it's something I really know like nothing about.
And no, just a teensy.
It's like, I understand it happened.
Sure.
Exactly. Everything that Daniel Nayeri writes, he's just such a beautiful storyteller.
Okay.
I don't know what it is about his storytelling. It's just fantastic. So whenever I see that he has written a new book, like that gives me great happiness. And I'm just like, oh, there's more. There's another story. There's something. I also realized when looking at this that everything he's published has won some kind of award. So I'm clearly not alone in my love of his work. But this one was one kind of like you were saying, I just laughed so much. Like I was literally laughing out loud. And I listened to it. He reads it. So I love that.
Yes.
Then my husband and I have very different tastes. Like he does a lot of nonfiction. I do a lot of fiction. I said on a road trip, you have to listen to this with me because I want to hear it again. And I just, and he was laughing and I was like, this, okay, universally appeal here.
I love it. I love it.
So it's just, it's a fun story, but it's just funny. Also.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's just, he does such a great job.
I want to read both of those.
And it's short. It's a JFIC.
Yeah.
So.
Love it.
Yeah. Love it. And then my last one is Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson.
It has been on my list. I just have so many on my TBR. It's on pause at the moment because that came up in the top 5, I think, for Omaha Reads, right? Mm-hmm. In 2025?
Yeah.
As a pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I love this one. Brandon Sanderson, when you think about Brandon Sanderson, you're like, oh my gosh, this is a huge commitment. This is, 17 books and he probably hasn't even finished writing all of them yet, maybe depending on what we're doing.
Right. It's like, I'm investing.
Yes.
You have no idea what's coming.
Yeah. But this is a standalone.
Oh, good.
And it just has everything. It's fun. It's light. It's fast paced. It's funny. Every time I've thought about it since I've read it, I've like smiled to myself because it was just like, it was such a fun reading experience. Right. If you've ever watched the Princess Bride.
Yes.
So it's not that, but he does say like I think his wife asked him to write a story like that's her favorite movie. And he was like, write a story like that or something like that. He might
the stellar vibe or something.
Yeah.
But something with the vibe of Princess Bride. And as I was, that movie just said it's funny, it's light.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's like the reason it's the test of time.
Exactly. Yeah. And so this book to me was that. It's It's just a mood booster. It's a
Blue
little
light.
fancy. Pirates, romance, lots and lots of humor, and
Love it.
it was.
Oh my
and
gosh.
it's beautiful too.
Yeah.
Like that's another. I
love
love
the
the beautiful books.
Me too.
The cover is very enchanting. And we're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but I just
But we do.
system, and I'm like, oh,
Yes.
it looks very enchanting.
Yes.
I love it.
We do judge.
We do. Except for right now, which I'm doing it out loud, I guess. So,
Oops.
whatever.
I love it. Thank you. That was great. And I love that you said that I too read books and film and I have the feeling, and that's what I carry with me. So
Yes.
sometimes it's so hard for me to articulate
Yeah.
and tell people about the book when I'm like, this is really good.
And I think some people, when they want to talk about it that
Yeah.
way, they might feel like the pullback of like, no, I have to be a serious book person.
I know.
I use a movie or something, or a TV show
Sure.
to describe this. But no, it's
You've
all,
described 3 books via feeling, and I want want to read all of them.
Yay.
So
you might be coming back on.
yes, I was going to say, for sure.
Nice little books.
Maggie, your turn.
Close us out
Yeah.
with a wild ride. So the first book, the book title is amazing. It's a series of essays by Norm McGierney, and it's called Bad Vibes Only and Other Things I Bring to the Table. So this was really when I started to kind of flex a little bit and be like, okay, let me talk about the things that actually make me happy, because I'm going to describe this. When I think about this book, I think of another one of my all-time favorite books, which is one of the funniest books I
The
ever.
cult one.
The which?
The cult. I always think about
Oh, Cheryl Jr. Cult by
Yeah.
Bamford. Also love that one. No, this one is one of my all-time favorite books I almost put on here, but didn't. But I think it could be an honorable mention. Big reason I did is because I know I've already talked about it on the podcast frequently. And that's A Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius by David Eggers.
Mhm.
So that book is his memoir of raising his younger brother. So he was like 22, his sister's 24, his older brother's 26, and then they have like an 8-year-old brother. So that 8-year-old brother was a surprise baby.
Mhm.
Both their parents passed of cancer within 6 weeks of each other when they were at those specific ages. So if I remember correctly, the idea was that they were going to kind of joint raise the brother together, but it ended up being really just David and this kid. And that was just for just life reasons of other things were going on for the older two. He was a little bit less on a path because he was only 22. So it's just, they turned into this duo. So when I describe that sounds so unbelievably heartbreaking and tragic. And it is.
Yeah.
It was one of the funniest books I've ever read. You're listening to a 22-year-old raise an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And how they kind of, it sounds cheesy, raise each other. How they really, brought each other through this terrible moment. Very just self-reflection,
Right.
Finding the beauty and the humor in really sad times.
Mhm.
This book reminded me a lot of that. So if you're somebody who
Okay.
read A Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius and liked it, you will like Bad Vibes Only, and Other Things I Bring to the Table. And my little note I put for it was finally something for us little balls of hair and anxiety, which is what I feel like I am. One of the great quotes is, I was a child who lay in bed crying about a pain I hadn't yet experienced, which I think I can identify with.
Really?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Did I ever tell you about the time, multiple times that I would cry myself to sleep, being afraid that aliens were going to come, but also crying because then I would start crying of what if they never come?
Oh my
I
gosh.
wanted them to be there.
That is hilarious.
Anyway, I identified a lot with this. So each little essay kind of just talks about another aspect of the bad vibes or different things that happened to her. So she was experiencing some memory loss and memory issues at the same time that her aunt was having a dementia diagnosis that obviously caused her to be very anxious if this was early signs of something. Her husband died at 35 of brain cancer. So it was one of those things everything was fine. And then he was very suddenly not fine. The book's really just all about kind of taking the good and the bad. It's living in the times of live, laugh, love when you don't want to live, laugh, love. I'm tired of it. It's also a reminder you don't have to be oppressively optimistic, toxically positive, or obsessed with self-improvement to be happy.
I really now want that live, laugh, love behind this.
I'm gonna punch it every day on the way out and be like, "Eat this." I identified a lot with her vibe. It was very similar. I identified a lot with when she talks about her struggles with anxiety.
Sure.
I think I was a pretty anxious kid, but hid it under a veneer of silliness.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like she was very similar.
Yeah.
So I identified just so much with this book and I loved it. It did make me very happy at the end.
Yeah.
Because I think we also live in a society where if you're pessimistic or you're, being very sarcastic that people don't think you're happy, but you are very happy. It's just how you portray it. So for her, it is about taking the good, the bad, putting it all together.
Yeah.
Move through as a person. My next book I put in, I'm going to actually flip them because I think I'm going to finish with that one.
Okay.
And next book I put in is actually an older title. I think it came out in 2012. But it's Miranda July's It Chooses You. Have you read much of Miranda July?
No, none.
Have you seen any of her movies?
Tell me one.
She, oh my God.
We're not how we would feel.
You don't remember?
Speaking of memory issues, memory loss. What I can remember what. Okay, opposite. I can remember what happens in these movies, and I cannot remember their titles. Cajillionaires, is that the name of it?
I've never heard of that.
Rachel Wood movie that came out a few years ago. There was another one that came out that is partially narrated by a cat that is going to be adopted, but it has to sit in quarantine for 30 days. And it's this married couple that's coming to get it. But then in the 30 days to get it, their lives kind of start moving apart. And that sounds really sad. And it is very funny and sad. And also it's one of those of sad things are happening, but they might happen for the reason that they need to happen.
Sure.
Anyway, that's Miranda July. She also, though, is a writer. She also, I'm going to miss this, has the most amazing social media channels. She makes amazing content. Sometimes it's her just dancing. She had a multi, I don't know if you would call them episode, because they were just Instagram videos that she made with Margaret Qualley of them portraying themselves, but that there is some kind of deeper relationship dynamic. And the first time I watched them, I was like, I didn't know they had this complicated of a relationship. That there was stuff that had happened and gone on. It was very real. I 10 out of 10 recommend it. It was 10 years ago that this happened.
Oh,
I'm going to see if I can find it, but I was, and it was really getting into Margaret Qualley, and I was like, ooh, I like this. Also, she's named Margaret, and that's my name. Anyway, Miranda July. I love all things Miranda July, but the one that came to mind for this was It Chooses You, which was a book I read forever ago, and it is nonfiction. So she, during that time of her life, and it was 2010-ish, she was really into reading the penny savers.
Sure.
Before the Facebook marketplace.
I love the penny savers.
She was just in the penny saver.
Yeah.
So she was really, you would love this, I think. She's very into, finding, to thrifting and finding
100%.
pieces. So she would look on the penny saver and find these things of someone's selling a leather jacket for $10. Someone's giving this thing away for free. And she would literally just go buy that thing and then convince that person to let her interview them and talk about why are you selling this jacket for $10?
Oh, I would love doing that.
Everything about it. And it did spiral a little bit, that it's getting really involved with other people's lives in a way.
Yeah.
Beautiful. The thing that we talk about, what sticks with you from that book, what stuck with me was the emotion, the human connection, that
sure.
This is a stranger. And actually after walking away, talking from them, they're connected forever.
Right.
And you see the threads of also, I think, just processing other things that happened to us. And it's this thing happened to me forever ago and I don't know what to do with it. And sometimes just talking to a stranger that had something similar or happening to them, that it's oh my God, all of a sudden I'm able to make sense of things and I can put this away and move it on. And so that whole idea of It Chooses You, of these items that it's I'm going to buy this, or I'm drawn to this $10 leather jacket.
Right.
It chose her because she needed to go talk to this person.
Yeah.
It's that whole concept of, I'm not a spiritual or kind of religious person, but I will say I buy into a lot of there are threads that kind of connect us.
Oh,
and we need to just kind of follow them.
I am having a ton of synchronicity stuff happening to me right now.
Here, baby.
Yeah.
Yep. Threads all around here.
Threads.
Yeah. So anything Miranda July, but I think It Chooses You. What I left with that book with was really uplifting, really happy.
I want to read it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Then the last one I'm going to end with is Richard Ayoade's Afterthoughts, or Some Pistachios Won't Open, Wisdom for the Unreflective.
Some pistachios don't open.
Are either of you familiar with the great Richard Ayoade?
No.
I always mess up his last name. The reason I mess up his last name so frequently is because he's British. And so anytime I see him on a chat show or talking, it's another British person that's saying his name. And so then I get in my head of am I saying it with a British accent? I might be. I might try to do that. So if you've ever watched The IT Crowd, did you ever watch The IT Crowd? The original. They tried to do it in America with Joel McHale.
Can't do it.
And it didn't work.
Oh,
but Richard Ayoade came over and did his same character on the American IT Crowd. Oh. So The IT Crowd is my number one. I want to be in a good mood. I have to watch a show. It's The IT Crowd.
Oh, yeah.
It's low-hanging fruit in the sense that it's only 3 seasons long, and you don't have to watch every single episode to get it. You can just jump in. And on that note, if you want to jump in on the show, I would recommend season 2, episode 1, called The Work Outing. You don't need anything else. You'll get all the pieces you need from that. It is one of the funniest things I have ever watched in my entire life.
Right.
Every beat is right on it. Anyway, Richard Ayoade, who wrote The IT Crowd, and then also just wrote a lot of other funny things that I love. I think he is by far the funniest part of The IT Crowd. You also probably, after we're done with this, I'm going to show you a picture of him. You definitely know who he is. You've seen him, but you just don't probably know his name. So his book, Afterthoughts, is the second book. I want to say it came out this year. So it goes beyond rumination, past pondering, probing further than ever before, drawing from a deeply private pool of questions, a reservoir so refreshing you may never need to think again.
Yeah.
I'm how can you not with that? I had to pull out some of his little tidbits of wisdom that made me laugh, which is TV detectives need a gimmick, and mine would be not caring who did it. So if he was a TV detective, that would be Sherlock Holmes is autistic, I guess, and it could be that he doesn't.
Right.
Care.
Yeah.
If one door shuts, it goes, when one door shuts, another door opens, there's something wrong with those doors. They shouldn't be doing that. And there's that. Actually, good thing to reflect. It says, where's the box to tick if you are a robot? And my mother used to say, manners maketh the man, but I didn't think it was very mannerly of her to make fun of my list. He's so charming. He is so funny. He just makes me happy, and humor and funniness just always.
I love it.
Happy. And again, if you like The IT Crowd, or if you haven't got to do it yet, you should. I had to put him in.
Oh yeah,
laugh. One other little thing I wanted to tuck in here, because it's not in our collection, and it's not really a book that can be in our collection because it's kind of workbooky,
right?
But it's one of the things that I got after I was my whole idea of leaning into discomfort, which is a book called Offline Humans.
Yeah.
I will link to their website because you can just see, and you can also purchase it at your favorite local bookseller, which is where I got mine. Mm-hmm. But it's a book all about disentangling yourself from the digital space. It has really good little reflection pieces, but also I think what ended up even, I think, probably helping me kick off on the TikTok thing of being able to delete it. It started with really easy little things of just you're not going to cut down your phone usage entirely this week. It's just literally look at reducing it by 5%, just 5%.
I know.
You did that. It's so little, but that's a reduction. And I think as opposed to looking at the bigger, where you want to go, it's it's breaking in.
I have always believed in baby steps to whatever you're trying to get to, because that's the only way you're going to achieve it.
It's a very modern, non-judgmental book. I'm still working through a lot of the pieces, but I will say, I think it has made me happier.
I love it.
Uh-oh.
Do you know what I almost tucked in here, but I'm going to talk about it anyway? Bob's Burgers.
Oh, I love Bob's Burgers.
And we do have it. So I think I'm going to add it. It wasn't a book, but I kept thinking about the burger of the day. Yeah. And that literally is my favorite thing in the world. And I have a new car that I always name my car Ethel, and she's an EV. But my husband was like, we should have named her Tina, because she has she has some anxiety. She does, because it has so many bells and whistles. So if anything is near her, she goes, yeah. So we should have named her Tina, because she's very full of anxiety when she gets near stuff. And I was like, it's okay, Tina.
All of that.
Ethel.
One of the best Bob's Burgers moments ever, when Bob lets Tina drive in the empty parking lot and she hits the only car. There's literally only one car in this giant parking lot.
I love it.
And she's driving like a snail, but she just is so anxious, and she locks in and she hits the only other car in the parking lot going 1 mile an hour.
I'm not a cartoon person, but Bob's Burgers by far is the best. Yeah. So I'm going to link some episodes, our DVDs. We have some DVDs.
You have some DVDs? Yeah. I think we even might have some Bob's Burgers inspired books.
I know.
I think those might belong in there.
Oh my God, it's so funny. And I would just want to say one other thing, that I just got I get Weather Channel alerts, and it says, moose on the loose. I'm just saying it. How funny is that?
Here?
I don't even know where.
Left off in I don't know.
But I'm just going to be thinking about moose on the loose all day long.
I am too. I'm worried it's here and I'm going to be with it.
No, you're fine. Hi, Alaska.
You needed this problem.
It's in Alaska, I'm sure.
Okay, great. Well, on that note,
Yes.
Emily, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. This was a delight.
This was such a good challenge.
We want you back.
Here. Yeah.
We're going to figure out ways.
We're going to,
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
I
love it. So if you are going to be joining us on the reading challenge, you can stop in at any of our branches to get one of the notebooks to fill out.
They're beautiful.
So if you, a little incentive, if you finish your reading challenge notebook, do all of the challenges. Oh, by the way, you can read them out of order, read them as fast as you want to. But once you finish your little reading challenge notebook, bring it back into one of our branches and you get a cool enamel pin.
Exactly.
Cool. And then you can show off to people.
And we did talk earlier about that we're mixing it up this year with reading challenge.
Well, before I get there, if you're interested in participating in the reading challenge in other ways too, there's a reading challenge book club at the W. Clark Swanson branch every second Saturday of the month. So if you are looking to kind of connect with other readers doing this, that's a great place to do it. You can also see the entire reading challenge list along with book list of suggested titles for each theme at omahalibrary.org/reading-challenge. And you can also visit our nearest branch for a tracking booklet. And Amy, you brought up a great point. We're doing things a little different this year. It was a loosey-goosey ship before. Get ready for more goose on the loose.
Moose on the loose. Moose and gooses.
I'm overwhelmed with choices right now.
Which, by the way, I know. We're going to read them out of order a little bit.
We're going crazy this year, guys. It's a weird year. Weird us.
Yes.
Only getting weirder.
Yeah.
We decided to try to put some of the reading challenges in months that might speak to that challenge a little bit more. Next month's challenge is actually going to be challenge 9, read a love story, because
it is February.
It's Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Why shouldn't we do it that way?
It's the month of love.
It's a month of something.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Exactly.
Next week, we're going to have a super cool episode dedicated to the state of local journalism. We're going to be talking to actually teen journalists from Westside High.
I'm so excited about that.
They are very cool.
Yes.
And we're going to touch base with Flatwater Free Press.
Yes.
Which will be really exciting.
Yay.
Lastly, if you would like to participate in our query, we are also going loosey-goosey on the query this year. We have one query that lasts the entire month, and then we're going to do a master drop of all of the answers at the very end of the month. So if you'd like to tell us our query for this month, it is what's at the top of your TBR for 2026.
Yeah.
Get people excited about what they're going to be reading. I've already been peeking at the answers and getting myself on hold lists a little early.
Oh, look at you.
Exciting times.
Mm-hmm.
Every book, resource, or thing that we mentioned that we can link to on the internet can be found in list form in our episode description. So if you missed something we talked about, check out that list.
The Book Drop is produced by Omaha Public Library. Our theme music is Trapped in Amber, courtesy of the band Lucid Fugue. Don't forget to subscribe to The Book Drop on your favorite podcast app and like and follow Omaha Public Library on social media.